everybody. I am back for a 3 in 30 challenge video, and today is O for old. And so I have these old family photos that I printed out, and I'm gonna feature those in tonight's tags. And just a little heads up, I think my 3 in 30s are cursed to have narration every single time. So I went ahead and put everything out that I would possibly want to use, and I got my tags, and I want to do hinged tags. So I'm just getting my stencil ready that I want to use for the inside. And just a little channel maintenance update. I did change my name, in case you didn't notice, to kind of match with my Etsy shop. So that was kind of the reasoning behind that. And so, yeah. Alright, I think I'm about to get started here. I'm just checking the time. And it's 1:45 and some seconds. So, I'm just going ahead. I'm going to brush some ink onto the stencil using gathered twigs. And I'm not really being like overly concerned about like dark spots, because I kind of want it to be like want it to show up, have a good contrast. So making sure I get nice dark impressions. I'm just replicating the pattern up top. Moving on to the second tag. Just repeating the process, not really paying attention to like how dark or light it is. And then doing the third tag. This one's a little bit easier because it's smaller. So yeah, I had this all filmed and I was ready to start producing it on and editing it and all that stuff, adding the intro, and lo and behold, no sound. This time the mic was actually on, but I had updated my camera software and for some reason it didn't pick up the default setting from my microphone. Don't ask me how that happened. I'm not that technically savvy. So yeah, so you guys get another narrated 3 in 30. So I'm just leaving the back blank because that could be glued to a page, or I might decide to use it as a writing surface, or who knows. So I have this pattern fabric that came in a jelly roll, and it's kind of looks like vintage cross stitch, so I'm using that as the hinge. But I kind of want to decide which picture to put on first. So I'm going to go ahead and decided on that one. The little girl. I haven't, in all my research, I haven't figured out who she is yet. So I got a big old box of pictures from Grandma, and I was tasked with scanning them for everybody so everybody can get copies, and finding out who everybody is with kind of the, some of them have names and stuff, so I just have to figure out which branch and which cousin, which aunt and uncle, which great aunt, great uncle, who knows. So I'm just deciding what to put on the inside. The little girl, I go with butterflies for this one. I like the contrast of that one, so my glue book page is giving me some trouble. I'm gonna have to switch that out soon. So there's that. And at first I was trying to decide what I wanted to put on the front. And I was kind of thinking about doing a bird, and decided flowers were a little more appropriate. So it's just a matter of making up my mind, which can be a feat, let me tell you. That one was too big, and it just felt like it blended in too much with the color of the tag. I like the contrast of that one. And I decided to put a little lace at the bottom. And here's where I decide to go ahead and put the hinge on there so that I know where to place everything else. And I'm just making sure that the tags are lined up properly. Making sure the fabric's lined up properly. Got the right direction. Make sure that's nice and secure and set properly. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you're all doing well. We had a busy afternoon. Had to go to the eye doctor, get checked. Turns out I don't need bifocals. Thank you very much. I do notice I do have to take my glasses off though if I'm doing something up close. So Eye doctor said, well, if you can get away with just taking them off, then no need to get bifocals. I was like, yes. That made me happy. And I picked out some really cute glasses. They've got rose gold and sparkle. Because, you know, the name of my channel is Glamping and Glitter for a reason. This girl likes glitter. So here I'm just getting the Tim Holtz flower, gluing that on. And I just felt like it needed something up there. So, in keeping with the at first I was looking at some stickers that I've got, word stickers, but none of them seemed appropriate, so I nixed that idea. But I have some leftover my Porch Prints inspirational words from a previous project, so I went ahead and snipped one of those out. And let's see, and then I decided I needed a little extra something, so I went ahead and inked around it just to help it kind of pop. Give it some definition. And I still felt like it needed something else. So I was thinking about using some of Emily's tickets. And then I was rifling through my little scrap bin, trying to find something, because there's lots of little somethings. And I landed on some old, I got a work basket magazine from Emily, and I'd been using some of the advertisements in a previous project, and I had some scrap paper left over. So I went ahead and tore a little bit of that out, and it's in keeping with our old theme. This is vintage from like 1960 something, I think. So I just inked that up and put it down as kind of a makeshift label type thing, or a little background piece of paper, and then I put the word phrase over top, and I've got our first little hinged tag. So on to the next one. And then I went ahead and just did the fabric first thing this time. Just put that down. Make sure the tags are in the right spot. No point in hinging two tags together if they're wonky, right? Got a little too much glue. Didn't have any wet wipes, so tissue it was. Did you ever notice when you use a dry tissue to wipe off glue, you get a lot of lint on your fingers? I always hate using it for that reason. Alright, so I go ahead and pick out which picture I want to use. And I think that one's two sisters. It might be my grandma's aunties. I'm not sure. I'd have to pull up my family tree and refresh myself. But if I remember correctly, I think that is one of my grandma's aunties. So go ahead and get it centered where I want it. And then for each, I kind of keep the same pattern. I have 3 elements on the inside and then 3 elements on the outside. So with this one, I go with the little flower T card. So I thought it was feminine and dainty, and I liked it. Thought it went well with the photo. And then I decided to go on with one of Tracy's random number labels. So everything kind of has a vintage theme to it. And I liked the way that flower looked. It contrasted well with kind of the more bluish neutral. Like the pattern up in the top corner is kind of blue, and then the rest of the tag is a nice neutral color. So the pink flower showed up better than on the previous tag. Just went ahead and get that centered where I want it. Use another random number label. And I decided again to do another phrase. Just had to figure out which one I thought went well. Go ahead and ink that up. And I decided to kind of just keep with the same old scrap paper as kind of a background for the sentiment. It's very old, like the paper, it was like on the verge of like, it easily would like break while I was tearing it. So I was trying to be very gentle with it as I was inking. But it's got a really cool patina and quality to it, so I was like, it was perfect. So go ahead and put the sentiment down. And that's our second tag. So now for our third one, the front tag is a little bit smaller, so I wanted to make sure it was kind of centered so that the back tag showed up on the top and the bottom, and then it was, you know, had a little bit of white spots. So I'd used I got a new rotary cutter, and that's what I used to cut out all the tags for that Fab Tag 30-day challenge tag kit, and I was still kind of getting used to it. So there were some spots that were very close to the edge, but still a little bit white. So I had to ink that up, and then I went ahead and put hinge on. And the cross stitch sampler fabric is just so cool for this project too. Very vintage, very old. I should say old looking. Gives it that kind of style. So Kitty found something to play with down there. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's playing. Again, more glue. Too much. So I have to decide for this one which picture to do. And I end up going with the married couple because I like the frame around that picture, the dark frame around it. I thought it matched well with the dark stitching on the tag. And this one I decided to use one of my, I have this book of illustrated butterflies, and some of them I fussy cutted, but other ones I went ahead and used my scalloped pinking shears and kind of turned them into little faux stamps. I'm using the walnut stain for this one, just to kind of keep with the really dark accent of the frame and the stitching. Things falling off the pile. I was kind of looking at the back and I was like, oh, do I want to do that side? No, I don't. I'm going to stick with the yellow. Because yellow works with the tag better than the blue does. Blue would have offered a little, you know, some contrast, but the yellow one seemed to go better with the colorway of the tag. So I wanted to figure out what to put up on the top. I was thinking about doing the second butterfly, but then I just felt like that was overkill. So I went ahead and went with one of the random number labels. It's just a matter of deciding which one. Actually, I ended up going with one of my number stamps. So I went ahead and stamped onto some old parchment paper scrap. And trim that up a little bit. Inked around the edges. Hello, kitty. What are you doing? Did you come to say hello? You can't see him, but he's here. Headbutting things. No, don't headbutt the microphone. So go ahead and stick that down. And now for the front. No, don't headbutt the microphone. So I was thinking about that flower, which I liked it, but it was too big. So I went for the smaller roses. What are you doing? Knocking things over. Oh. Come on, get down. Okay, sorry about that. I had to move the cat. He's now firmly ensconced on the chair right behind me. For now. So, and then I wanted to incorporate a little piece of lace. So I went ahead and that along the bottom. And I decided it was a little bit too small. The lace is very dainty, so I went ahead and did a couple more layers, so 3 altogether. Just kind of turned it into a little triple scallop laced applique. Gotta remember the glue tangle because nobody likes a clogged up art glitter glue. I know, Kitty, I know you want attention. Because you're naughty. I have naughty animals, naughty pets. Yes, you are, you're naughty. So I went ahead and went with the same idea for this tag on the front with a sentiment and a little scrap of old paper. I know, Kitty. You want all of my attention. I think he would only ever be happy if I stayed home and snuggled with him all day long. I'm just trying to be gingerly yanking that little scrap of paper again. So I didn't want it ripping or falling apart. And there it is. There's the last tag. So at this point, they're all done. So technically, kind of made it. Sort of, kind of. Not quite. It's a little bit over. But I'm happy with my little tags, and I will be using them in an upcoming project. Yes, I know, Kitty. The world revolves around you. So there we go. My latest installment of the 3 in 30 challenge. As I try to move my cat off the craft table again. So anyways, just wanted to say thank you for joining me one more time with the 3 in 30. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you all have a very blessed day. And a fantastic weekend. And happy holiday for everyone who is in America. Happy 4th of July. And yeah, you will be seeing a special video upcoming on Saturday morning. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, until then, God bless everybody. Thanks. Bye.